Hello everyone and welcome to the Anti-Meta Architect. I am of course the Anti-Meta Architect, or Overlord London if you watch my stream. So I know on my last video I mentioned the deck I KOG'd with this season, which was Monarch Neos. So I thought I should probably actually show off this deck and then I can show you guys how I actually managed to make it to KOG with this deck. And I'll explain how all the cards work and how they function and what are the good and bad matchups for this deck. So, first off, go through all the cards. So the first card is Mobius the Frost Monarch. For those who don't know, when you tribute summon this monster, you can destroy up to 2 or spell or trap cards on the field. Up to 2. So there's only 1, you can destroy just 1, but most of the time you're going to be heading for 2. So here's essentially your back row hate. As you can probably see in this deck, there is no back row removal. He is our back row removal. So we really want to get him out. Unfortunately, I only have 1 copy. 2 would probably be preferable, but at this stage I only have 1, so that's what we're working with. So our next card is Dinotherium, a prismatic Dinotherium. So essentially you can special summon him from your hand. If there are level 4 monsters in the graveyard and you special summon him, then your opponent can special summon one of those cards to the field. Now, the only reason we run 1 is because none of our other cards are level 4. So your opponent actually can't take advantage of that special summon mechanic, of getting their own card on the field as well. So that's why we run 1. So basically, if you open with Dinotherium and you've got a Monarch, you can special summon him, special summon the Monarch, and you are going to be running very well. Just remember, if you want to use Neos Fusion, to do the Neos Fusion last, if you want to special summon Dinotherium. Otherwise, you'll block Dinotherium special summon, and you could actually really stuff yourself up. Treeborn Frog is a very essential component in this deck. So when he is in the graveyard during your standby phase, if you control no spell or traps, you can special summon him directly to the field. And you can do this, obviously, over and over again as long as he ends up in your graveyard. So basically, you're going to be bringing him back, be tribute summoning him, and he's going to come back next turn. There's also something you can do with enemy controller, which is very, very cheesy, which hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate in a video, or in a duel I should say, very soon. 2 Sphere Karibos. Obviously there are defensive options. For those who don't know, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to switch them to defense position, which for this deck is very, very essential, not only for the defensive capabilities, but also so we can hit over cards like Blue Eyes and Slash Dragon, and all those stronger cards where even Beatdown won't get us over if they're in attack position. We're running 1 Grandmark, the Rock Monarch. When he is summoned, you can target a set card and destroy it. Basically, he is our backup for only having 1 Mobius, but he can also destroy face-down monsters. So he's also very good in the Subterra matchup, or when your opponent's just running, lots of face-down cards, like in a stall deck, you can blow one of them up as well. 2 Zaborg, because he destroys monsters when he is tribute summoned. Now, most of the Monarchs are level 6, except for Zaborg. He is a level 5. Hence why we are running a level 6 and a level 7 Synchro in the deck as well. Bacon Saver, self-explanatory. It works really well with our Neos Fusion. If we go first and we don't know what our opponent is playing, most of the time we're going to send Bacon Saver to the field. To the graveyard, not Treeborn Frog. If we're going second and we know what our opponent is playing, we might be able to send Treeborn Frog, but usually Bacon Saver is our target. And we run 3 Naturia Cherries. These are another great defensive option, and they also give us the ability to Synchro. So when they are sent from the field to the graveyard, either by battle or card effect, you can special summon up to 2 more from your deck. Now they do become a bit dead if you draw more than 1, but ultimately they are still a really good defensive option. Because if your opponent decides to you summon like Neos and this face down, and they try to treacherous you, you can obviously bring another one of these back, and your Neos is protected with the Neos Fusion. To Neos, I think that is very self-explanatory. He is the tool for Neos Fusion. We run 1 Soul Exchange. This is very good for Monarch decks. Some might say 2 is optimal, but I only have 1. And I really dug really deep to get this card very recently. So I used it in my KOG run, obviously, but I didn't have it for the longest time. And I just managed to get it. So for those who don't know, you target 1 monster your opponent controls. And if you want to tribute summon a monster, so any of our Monarchs, you have to use your opponent's monster as material. as the attribute, I should say, not material. So it's actually a really good card. You can clear your opponent's field. Obviously, this doesn't work on Slash Dragon because they can negate it. But apart from that, this is a really good way to wipe your opponent's board. You can't attack the turn you use it though, but usually your opponent won't have any options anyway. So it's really a good card. Neos Fusion, very self-explanatory. You run 3 of these. For those who don't know, you special summon a fusion monster from your extra deck. That lists exactly 2 monsters, and one of those monsters must be Elemental Hero Neos, hence why we run the 2 Neos. When the Neos monster, Brave Neos, I should say, destroys your opponent's monster and sends it to the graveyard, you can search for another one of these cards back to your hand. And when a Neos monster will be targeted or would be destroyed, I should say, you can banish this monster from banish this card from your graveyard, and your monster won't be destroyed. The only thing is, it doesn't protect against banishing or cards which simply remove cards from the field. So Sazank gets over this, the Subterra card which banishes gets over this, or if your opponent uses Seal Tombs. And we run 2 Enemy Controller. So basically you can either change an opponent's monster to defense position, or you can tribute a monster and take your opponent's monster until the end phase. Now this cheeses really well with Treeborn Frog. So essentially, what the play is, if I don't get it off in the duels, is that you have Econ in your hand. You get Treeborn Frog back from the graveyard, but you have your toggle on. So turn it on, you activate Enemy Controller, you tribute your Treeborn Frog for one of their monsters, and then since it's still the standby phase, because you've got your toggle on, the Treeborn Frog also comes back. It's a super cheese play. That's why we're running 2 Enemy Controller and not a Treacherous Trap Hole, because Treacherous, unfortunately being on the field, stops Treeborn Frog from coming back, and that cheese play is something you really want to do. So we're running 2 Brave Neos. So as I said, when he destroys an opponent's monster, you can search a Neos Fusion back to your hand, which is really good. And he gains 100 attack for each Neospatian or Hero monster in your graveyard. We have a Stardust Dragon. Just in case you run into Yubel, that's really the only reason we have Stardust Dragon in here. Because as you guys know, you can tribute this card to negate the activation of a card that will destroy cards on the field, and then destroy that card. And then during the end phase, he comes back from the graveyard if you activated that effect. Our level 7 is Black Rose Dragon. So if this card is Synchro Summoned, you can destroy all cards on the field. And since we run Naturia Cherries, we can also activate the second effect where we can banish a plant-type monster from the graveyard to target a defense position monster our opponent controls to change to attack position, and make their attack 0 until the end of the turn. So it's actually a very good card to use. It's a good card in any deck, but since we can make level 7s with our level 5 Zaborg here, it's also really good to have. Armades, very self-explanatory. When he attacks, your opponent can't activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. And he's very easy to make as well, because we have Dinotherium as our target, and generally if we Econ steal something, it's gonna be a level 4 monster, so we can use our opponent's monster to make Armades as well. Now level 6 is Celestial Wolflord. So when he is destroyed, you can target a monster your opponent controls. It loses 2400 attack, which helps a lot in this deck. So we can hit over most things. Again, doesn't work on Slash Dragon, but work in any other deck. Our skill is Beatdown, which I think I said before we need in this deck, because our biggest beaters can't really hit over the stronger decks in the meta. So that is the deck I used, but I also made a budget version of this deck. Version, I should say, not virgin. Decks cannot have sexual intercourse of this deck to show you guys, for those who, are playing free to play. So all these cards you can get with gems, and I also tried to make it so there was only one UR copy of each card as well. Because I know URs are hard to get and are expensive, so basically what we cut out was we had to cut out 2 Neos Fusion, because you only get 1 with gems. And now I put a Miracle Contact in instead, because that can still be searched with Brave Neos. And then you can also summon another Brave Neos if you want to. I should probably still have 2 Brave Neos in the deck, actually. I actually made a mistake. You should have 2, so you've still got 2 targets. There we go. We also have, instead of having who did I get rid of? We had 2 Sphere Creeper before, so now we've got Kwakimeru Ice instead. Because since you're not running as many Neos fusions, it's harder to get Treeborn Frog and Bacon Saver into the graveyard. So you're going to use Kwakimeru Ice to destroy special summon monsters, and also send your Treeborn Frog and your Bacon Savers all to the graveyard. And I think he just works really well in this meta as well. So he's very good for this meta. The only problem with running Meru Ice or Snipe Puncher, if you have it, is that it is a target for Dinotherium special summoning effect. So just keep that in mind. That is the only downfall. And obviously we're running 1 less Spherical Karibo as well. But apart from that, the deck is very similar. It should hopefully still function as well as it does the full budget version. So we'll jump straight into some duels. I'm going to save. I did not change the deck at all, but we're going to save it anyway. Let's jump straight in to some ranked duels. Let's go. Here we go. Going to do some King of Games duels. Let's see what happens. Let's jump in. We'll do a couple of these. See how the deck functions. See if we could improve it in any way. But otherwise, it should work very well. Alright, what's this person going to be running? Kaiba, some sort of beatdown deck, probably Blue Eyes, which is completely fine. Alright, we're going second. That is even better. If we can draw into Brave Neos, that would be fantastic. And that is... Oh, we got Dinotherium and Zaborg, so that's actually not terrible. Though looking at his... It's probably Metaphys, actually. Metaphys is another really... It's not a fantastic matchup for this deck, but it's not unbeatable. The only really bad matchup is Buster Blader, because we don't have much back row destruction at all. Makes it kind of difficult. Won't go into Zaborg, because he'll blow himself up. We're going to just set our Treeborn Frog, hopefully get into the graveyard. But yeah, Buster Blade is really the only bad matchup. Because running Mobius as our only back row hate essentially means if they have Buster Blader out, or the Fusion and DNA Surgery, we can't actually use the effect. So that's when we're in a bit of trouble. You'd have to Econ steal away their Buster Blader Fusion, and then hopefully, go into what you need to go into. Essentially, you want to get rid of that Buster Blader Fusion as quickly as possible, unless you can go for game. Treeborn's in the grave. Fantastic. Do we draw Econ? Miracle Contact. Okay, that's not terrible. We do have Zaborg as well, which is pretty good. So we can bring him back. This is... I think this is Treacherous. There's Delay. It's Treacherous or Enemy Controller. So... I could bring out Kwakimeru Ice. No, we'll go Zaborg. Because if push comes to shove, we can Miracle Contact. So this is going to blow this up. It's Enemy Controller or Treacherous. That's all it can be. Or Silver's Cry, actually. Alright, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Alright, I'm not going to go for broke. We'll activate our beatdown. Now battle. It's Enemy Controller or Silver's Cry. Or the Deep Grave. Did not expect the Deep Grave. Interesting. Okay. So that brings it during your next standby phase. Okay. So he's going to get it back, basically. But again, we don't have back row set, so that does not matter that much. He's going to set. He's going to attack into us. Yep. I'm going to take damage. We'll probably... Unless we draw... If we draw Enemy Controller, I'm going to be really messing with the toggle. We'll turn that on right now, actually. Just in case we draw Enemy Controller. So we can really do some cheese. Because, hey, cheese plays. They work. That's why we want to do it. Okay, we're drawing Neos. That's not great. We don't actually... Although with Miracle Contact, I guess that's not terrible. Okay, we've got to think about this. We can Kwakimeru Ice his cards away. We can send a Neos to the grave. Actually. Okay, why is there a delay there? He's got Blue Eyes in his hand. That's why there's a delay there. So I'm just going to use a Neos. I'm going to target this. He'll use Blue Eyes. So I can't actually, yep, there it goes. Cool, that's completely fine. She's got some blue eyes. I'll just send Neos again. Yep, okay, summoning animation. Cool, and then we're going to use it again. Send our other Neos. Blow this up. Miracle Contact. Obviously Brave Neos. And one of the Neos from here. We don't want to send Treeborn Frog back. We'll send Dinotherium back to the thing. I'm thinking this is the stone. But that's not actually going to matter. So, attack. Yep. That's fine, because we win. So that was a good duel. Miracle Contact actually turned out to be the better choice, in this case, over Fusion. Because with Neos Fusion, Neos is not allowed to be in our graveyard. We need Neos in the deck or in our hand. Or on the field, I guess. So that was actually very good. That was very good for this deck. Let's we'll do another one. Do another duel. We'll see if our luck continues in this budget version. Although I'm actually liking it. Not gonna lie, I'm actually liking having ice as an option. Because that's one of the faults in the other deck, is that there is no destroying special summon monsters that easily. So I actually might consider running one ice in that deck. Maybe only having one Sphere Karibo. Possibly. Let's see, Akiza. Is this going to be what grows in the graveyard? Yep. So it's probably some sort of Armades deck. Again, doesn't matter that much. We're going to Neos Fusion. We're going to actually send Treeborn Frog here. I don't actually fear their Armades or fear what they can do right now. I'm just going to end our turn right there. All we need to do, next turn we're getting Treeborn Frog. We have Zaborg in our hand. We can blow up something that they summon. Okay, here we go. This is probably like a Junk Synchron. Yep, going into bringing that out. Summon Armades probably, unless they can special summon something. That's probably some sort of back row disrupt me. Like an enemy controller or something. That's completely fine. It could even be Treacherous Trap Hole maybe. Let's see what happens. Okay, they can't actually hit over us. Power of the Guardians, though, so now they can hit over us. Actually, we'll protect them from Zaborg's effect, which is actually kind of annoying. Oh yeah, I can't activate a... Oh yes, I can. I've got that's somehow after the damage step. It's interesting. Mirror Ice. Yes, we'll bring Treeborn Frog back, actually. Defense position. Okay. There's a delay there. I'm thinking if I go ice, target that, ice, target that, we should be fine, actually. Okay, let's go. Summon a monster in attack position, unless they... Nope, they don't. Okay. This might be Drowning Mirror Force or something. We'll keep Miracle Contact. So we send Dinotherium. Obviously, they're going to protect themselves, so I have to waste more resources, which is completely fine. Yep. Activate it again. Or should I send Miracle Contact? We'll send, because we're going to get Treeborn Frog back. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, we'll get Treeborn Frog back anyway, so send Miracle Contact. Target that. Again, this time it will get blown up. Let's just see what happens. This is Drowning Mirror Force. That's fine. It's not. That's game. Perfect. Another great game with this deck. Oh my god, I'm actually loving it right now. But can you guys see the power of the Monarchs? Or even just the power of Neos? How actually good this deck can be, and how I think the only reason people don't run it is because it is so expensive. But there is this budget version you can run. We'll go one more game, then we'll wrap it up there. But yeah, in this meta, running ice is probably going to be a really good idea, even if you are running the optimal version. You probably just get rid of one Sphere Karibo or an ice in its place. We'll see how this duel goes. They're probably testing out Dark Magician. That is completely fine. I'm actually a really big fan of the new Dark Magician cards. Magician's Navigation is really good. I've built a deck actually based on that too, if you guys want to see it. So Dark Magician, I don't have a Monarch in my hand, so we'll send Bacon Saver this time to the graveyard. So if there's no targets for Treeborn Frog, there's no point in him being in our graveyard. Although we do have an enemy controller. But we're going to set Naturia Cherries as well. And end our turn. So the good thing is we didn't draw any Naturia Cherries. So if they get blown up with something, it's completely fine. We'll be able to bring another one out. And yeah, no one really suspects Naturia Cherries when they blow up something. They usually think, oh, it's White Stone of Ancients. It's been set. Or it's Sazank. But no one really thinks it's going to be this. Oh, wait. Can they just... Did he equip it to my own monster? Interesting. Okay. Sure. That's interesting. Alright, so this is Noble Knights. Okay. He's going to use Destiny so he doesn't get destroyed once. Oh, then he can send 3 monsters to the graveyard. That's what Boss does, isn't it? And then, oh yeah. So he reveals 3 and I pick 1. He sends the other 2 to the grave. What did he get? Probably the one he didn't want in his hands. You want that in the graveyard, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, you can equip it anywhere. Okay. Here's some of his own Neos. Okay, yep, that's fine. So he's gonna hit me with it. He's gonna equip her to him. Yep. He's a dark monster now. Dark damage, if you can destroy the monster, then destroy this card. Okay, yep, that's fine. Neos Fusion, sure. I'm actually not going to hate it if they... Okay, they're going to destroy my... That's cherry. That's completely fine. Not my cherries. Not my cherries. That's fine. Okay. Dinotherium. That's not fantastic. Okay, what can we do from here? Can I... It's not my card. I can't activate. Oh, there's nothing really set anyway. We could flip that. Take that. Once per turn, it can't be destroyed. And we can set Dinotherium. We can go into Stardust Dragon. No, let's not do that. Alright, so we're going to do that actually. We're going to do this. Tribute a monster. Although actually, because his effect... Discard, during your main phase, you can reveal 3. Have your opponent... Yep. If he's... I don't want to read the other card, sorry. I want to read the equip again. I just want to make sure I got it right. Dark. If equip monster beyond its opponent's monster at start damage step, you can destroy that monster, then destroy this card. Although it'll stop itself. We'll take Neos. And we'll set Dinotherium. I actually like that tech though, running this and equipping it to my own monster. That's pretty good. I should have used his first. Actually. Yeah. I should have attacked with his first. That wasn't very smart. That was a misplay on my part. I should have attacked with his. You'll just take 1600. Yeah. I think that was a big misplay. Was not expecting Noble Knights though in my own... Yeah, they've won. Yeah, that's game. Oh, we've got Bacon Saver. I don't know that he has Fusion. Yeah, okay. He wins. Alright. So that was just, I don't know, misplay on my part. But also the Noble Knight matchup. I'm not sure if it's going to be very good for this deck. But we don't usually run into it either. So, but hopefully you guys learned a little bit about why Monarchs run really well. Hopefully you guys can also build the budget version for yourselves. Again, it's budget in the case that there's not many URs in the deck, but you're still going to have to go through quite a few boxes to get it. So I'll just put it up on screen again for you guys, just to have a quick look at. So you got Mobius, Dinotherium, Treeborn Frog, and Sphere Karibo are your URs. So your SRs are Grand Mug and Zaborg. Then you got your Res, which are easy. Kawaki Meru Ice, Bacon Saver, your Cheerio Cherries. And Neos is also a UR, but it's really easy to get. Oh, also Soul Exchange is another UR. And most of our, most of this, oh, that's why we didn't run 2 Brave Neos, because you only get 1. I now know why I replaced it. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so actually... I'm with it. I understand how cards work. I knew why I changed that in the first place. So I'd run Gigantic Castle, so you can steal level 8 and synchro into something. But wow, okay. Yeah. because you only get one Brave Neos in that deck. That's why we're only running one. Never mind. Good thing we didn't summon 2 Neos fusions to our Neos cards, because you can't do that with the budget version. Okay, now that I fixed the budget deck, hopefully you guys can build this, have fun with Monarchs. I didn't get to show off the cheese play with the Treeborn Frog, but I think you guys understand it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.